Welcome everyone to the ordinary meeting of Greater Hume Shire Council on Wednesday the 16th of July 2025. In accordance with Council's Code of Meeting Practice, this council meeting is being recorded and will be placed on Council's webpage for public information. All present today are reminded that by speaking you are agreeing to your view and comments being recorded and published. You are also reminded that if and when you are speaking, you are respectful to others and use appropriate language. Greater Hume Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures during this council meeting. Could we have the prayer, please, Council Motion?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your blessings. We ask for your strength and guidance throughout this meeting, and therefore, as we look to serve the residents of the Shire, we ask for clear thinking and sincere hearts as we approach the business matters we will be discussing shortly. We ask for your blessings upon this meeting and each participant and the work and people they represent. Amen.
I would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Wiradjuri people and pay my respects to elders both past, present and emerging. Any apologies, applications for leave of absence or attendance by audio-video link by councillors? Apologies. Thank you.
Distance on.
Distance by video link, sorry.
Yes. We have a mover and seconder for both of those. Thank you, Councillor Morton. All those in favour? All in favour? Declare to carry. Confirmation of minutes of the previous meeting held on the 25th of June. Not that long ago. Thank you, Councillor Linder. Seconder. Councillor O'Neill. All those in favour? Any amendments? No?
Yes, I'd like to point out page 22 of 25 from the minutes, the motion made by Councillor Linder. It's speaking about an omission with regards to an item in the delivery and operational plan. It reads that it's named budget rather than operational or delivery plan. Is that the way it was supposed to read? Through you, Madam Mayor, was that correct? The use of the word budget as opposed to plan.
What page?
22.
Sorry, thank you. Let's have a look. Belinda, do you have any comment? No, I don't have that right page.
25.
Oh, sorry. Whereabouts? 22.
Item number 5.
Oh, sorry, got it. Councillor Linder,
I'm happy with it.
You are happy with the wording? Okay, that's fine. If you're happy with the wording, that's fine. Any other amendments? No, I'll put it all those in favour. All in favour. Councillor Lister, you're in favour. All in favour to let carry. Thank you. Action report from the minutes. Please state the page number and the item number, please. Questions? Any? Nothing?
No.
Really? Disclosures of interest? Any disclosures of interest? No? I have a mirror minute. It's long. I'm sorry that it's so long, but I think I need to read it out because it's becoming a little bit more dire than what we would like. So, request for drought to be reinstated as a natural disaster. The summary, this Merrill Minute seeks Council's endorsement to advocate to reinstate the drought declaration as a natural disaster. Such recognition will enable access to emergency funding and resources from New South Wales and Australian governments to support farmers and rural communities across Greater Hume Council area and neighbouring regions who are currently facing severe hardship. The New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, the DPI, forecast that the green drought conditions will persist through to the 30th September 2025. And despite isolated rainfall, there is no feeding paddocks and farmers are reaching a critical breaking point. Immediate and decisive action is essential to safeguard the region's agricultural industries and rural communities. The report is that agriculture, is particularly sheep and cattle production, is a fundamental industry of the Greater Hume Council area. Its sustainability depends on reliable seasonal rainfall. Unfortunately, critical rainfall has failed to materialise, and the New South Wales DPI has classified 100% of Greater Hume Council in drought affected since May 2024. It remains classified as drought affected as of the 10th of July 2025. Recent rainfall does little to ease the crisis. Farmers are now faced with absorbed mounting costs of hand feeding livestock and reduced herd sizes through destocking. Both scenarios result in long-term economic and emotional strain, pushing some farmers to the brink of exiting the industry entirely. Other states, such as Victoria and South Australia, are experiencing similar conditions, highlighting the natural scale of the crisis. Drought differs from fires and floods. They are slow-moving, hidden disasters that don't receive the same immediate recognition despite causing prolonged harm. The Australian government's shift in drought management towards long-term resilience risk management is important, but it does not address the urgent on-the-ground needs now facing producers. Farmers are dealing with conditions beyond their control. The lack of rainfall is not something that can be managed through land care or planning alone. It requires direct intervention and support. You can see that I've actually included some maps on page 2, and that was from the DTI 3-month modelling that says that we will be still in drought affected as of the 30th of September. The drought in Greater Hume Council area and neighbouring LGAs warrants a natural disaster declaration to unlock critical financial assistance for fodder and freight. Without this support, the soaring prices of fodder for hand feed will force more producers to exit industry, leading to deterioration in flow-on effects to our rural economies and natural food security. Livestock markets will likely to be further saturated, driving down prices, diminishing the long-term viability of farming businesses while simultaneously accelerating the mental health pressures already faced on farmers since 2023. Urgent call to action. We strongly urge the New South Wales and Australian governments to reassess priorities and deliver targeted immediate assistance for our livestock producers by reinstating practical and easy accessible fodder and freight subsidies for verified drought affected regions, ensuring producers can maintain essential breeding stock and operations until seasonal relief arrives. Without this, many farmers risk collapse. The REROC have recently been made aware of the situation and offered their support to initiate advocacy. With this help, I have since received a response from the Minister of Agriculture. However, it offered no immediate solutions to the issues at hand. With ongoing frustrations, I have teamed up with a group of regional mayors in the same situation, and we have initiated a Southern New South Wales Drought Summit scheduled for Monday, the 4th of August 2025. The summit is designed to bring farmers, industry leaders, local government and policymakers together in response to the worsening drought conditions across the region. The current is a disaster in every sense, except for its official destination. While leadership programs and resilience building have long-term values, they cannot replace the immediate practical relief needed to keep our rural industries alive. We must act decisively to support our community. The recommendation is there that we advocate for the immediate declaration of drought as a natural disaster with 100% of Greater Hume Council area recognised by New South Wales DPI as drought affected. Request immediate relief funding and freight subsidies for our local farmers by writing to the Honourable Tara Moriarty, the Minister for Agriculture, New South Wales Minister for Agriculture, the Minister for Recovery, and the Federal Minister for Agriculture and the relevant federal shadow ministers. Collaborate with the mayors of Snowy Valleys, Cootamundra, Gundagai, Yass and Wagga Wagga councils to deliver the Southern New South Wales Drought Summit on 4th of August 2025 and continue to advocate for our united communities. promote the drought strategy, working with Rock and in its united advocacy for drought to be formally declared as a natural disaster. Sorry it was long, but I think it was becoming increasingly frustrating that we're not being heard. I have a seconder. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Any questions? I'll put it. All those in favour? All in favour? Thanks. Councillor Liston. All in favour of declaring. Thank you. Notice of motions. So number one, request for a report from the General Manager. Councillor Linda, you're the mover. Can we have a seconder, please?
I'll second it.
Councillor Hicks, would like to speak.
Yeah, look, I'd just like some clarification, especially regarding, it arose regarding the 712 funding at our last meeting, that there was a number of contradicting comments in relation to community consultation, and even one comment going as far as saying that it doesn't exist in this council. Well, the actual fact is that we have had a community consultation meeting last October with the new council where communities presented their top 5 priorities. So therefore it's still very much alive and it's part of council. So I'd just like to see an update presented to us on all the communities' top 5 priorities. That's point number 1. And number 2, just in relation to how those priorities will be reflected within the newly developed strategic plan, please.
Entry.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment to there. Thank you for that motion, Councillor Linda. With regards to the event on the 23rd of the 10th last year, which that was attended by some community events, groups, it was actually focused on certain groups, not a whole community opportunity. At the time, I contacted council to ask about other communities and if they were welcome to attend, and was told that it was focused on community forum, focus forums and community forums to present their key priorities, and nobody else was invited at that time. So I contend that it was a full community consultation, and I think that we probably gained a lot better community consultation from our coffee with the councillor sessions and our community sessions towards our strategic plan, where we got over 10% of our shire population to response to that, as opposed to just a few focus groups on the 23rd of October.
Well, I guess there wasn't just a few focus groups. It was the focus groups from all the major centres.
I've got a list of them.
That there were a number of them that sent apologies that they actually provided their top 5 priorities. And given that's the 3rd or 4th community engagement session we've had, it's not the sort of thing that we get our communities forums in particular, who are all volunteers, to go and actively engage their communities, then to without any consultation, none whatsoever, like even if it's us at a council level, to then just all of a sudden find out that it's no longer exists. So it is very important and it's very relevant, and it's the sort of thing that if we weren't going to use it in future, well, we need to have much consultation amongst ourselves as councillors as well as our communities, because communities, I know a couple that I've been involved in, that they spend hours and hours of volunteer work collecting and gathering information. So it's valuable, it's vital for us to be able to move forward as easily and effectively, because in essence it's saving us a lot of work because they've done the majority of the groundwork for us.
So just in response to that, Councillor Linda, I think
I personally see the importance of that meeting in October, and I think we were a new council when that came in within our first month. I think what we've done with the community strategic plan is we've gone out to a broader demographic of the community. It doesn't ignore the initial consultation with those focus groups. It extends on that, which a lot of those projects which have been discussed and presented in October are still at the front of my mind as a councillor, particularly with the groups I'm still working with, constantly checking in on those things. But I do think that we do still need to have that broader representation, which is what we've done. We've reached over 1,000 contributors with our recent survey that went out, and that gives an opportunity for those to speak that aren't associated with those focus groups, which is highly important. I note that we've just endorsed and workshopped our 4-year delivery plan, which happened in our last meeting. So for now to go back and revisit it, I'm just a bit confused because we've already endorsed those priorities, and the priorities are still there, noting that one of the priorities from the community groups was actually removed from our last meeting. So I do question where this is coming from, because at no point have I discredited what's been raised to us in that October meeting.
Sorry, Madam Mayor, wasn't there a bit of a time frame in the end, because we'd had those names on the list since a lot of those items were on our records from 21, and then it went round in circles for a little while. It was an LRCP, wasn't it? LRCIP, what is it? What's the right letters? CP, yes, that one. And I think that became a bit of we had to get something done by that date. I think that was some of the issues.
I think Council in there is referring to Section 712s from memory. The RLICP money is finished.
Well, that was different, but I was just thinking that's where that October consultation, because there was a lot of work put into those presentations. Yeah.
If I may just make a comment, I think that we're not discrediting those workshops at all. I don't think so. But I think that the survey results that we did get, I thought it complemented most of those community needs or wants, if you know what I mean. And I would say that list is forever fluid. Like, for example, I'll just throw something out there. The Holbrook Netball Club might want a new shed on the side of their courts. That might be a priority right now, but in 6 months' time, they might have, gained a grant for that on their own. So all of a sudden that moves. So I think it's a forever fluid document that we need to continue to work on. But Councillor Hooper is right. We've already endorsed the budget and the operational plan and the delivery plan. So we're sort of backtracking, but we're not devaluing what came out of those communities, those meetings.
Yeah. I'm not asking for it to be backtracked or devalued or anything like that, but I just would like to see clarity, because community groups come to me and they just say, Ash, why we've presented our top 5 and we've done it on 4 occasions. That hasn't changed. So why aren't we seeing that reflected? And then we're seeing, because they're at the presentations and they're quite aware of what other communities' needs and wants are too, but they're seeing different projects that have never even been mentioned on those top 5s being successful. So they're coming to me and saying, well, what's happened to our top 5? Like, we've already presented it. We can come and present it again, but you know what it is. And so, yeah, I'm wanting clarity just so that I can actually take something back to my communities, because they're saying, actually, we wasted our time every time we've come up and presented, because their reflection back to me is that they've been ignored.
Well, I would.
For you, Madam Mayor, can I just move this on a little bit?
Yep.
I'm interested as to the second part of part 1, presented to councillors, to the Deputy Mayor who is at the Cochrane consultation in the Mayor's absence. is it right to be questioning the reason for the mayor's absence in a council meeting, which is a personal matter? I don't think that should be on
No,
that, and I suggest that you might like to amend that.
No, I wasn't questioning the mayor's absence at all. But last meeting, the mayor indicated to us that that top 5 priority was something of the old council. So if you go back and have a look at our recording from that meeting, you will see that what I'm saying is correct. And I was thinking quite potentially, as she wasn't there, she wasn't aware of it. And then I distinctly remember that was Councillor Hooper's first official duty as a new councillor and a deputy mayor. So that is purely the meaning behind.
And perhaps my frustration is that we never received a list from the ex-general manager of those from that meeting. Have you received that list? Because I haven't received that list.
Well, we were made aware of it on the night.
But we should have received a list so that everyone could see it. So it should have been documented then.
Yep.
Because the acting general manager was actually on annual leave at that time, which is why he answered the way that he did the last meeting. So that list should have been made aware. That should have been in the business paper the following month.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? My question to you is how do we compile that when the acting general manager wasn't there, I wasn't there? Who took the minutes for the night? Who's got the presentations?
Well, they're all done on PowerPoint, so someone will have them.
So someone's got them. Would you like to speak to us? Sorry,
I would.
we're going around in circles a bit. So
If I could just make one comment about how projects hit the delivery plan and the operational budget. Of course, some of them will come from the community strategic plan and that process and community expectations, and that's always going to be a component of projects. But there'll be certainly times where staff have identified that infrastructure needs are required to be addressed, and some of those projects we bring to councillors' attention so they can be addressed in the delivery and operational plan, and they've got to be prioritised as well as the community, because quite often those infrastructure needs can be hidden from the community. They don't know what the condition of existing infrastructure is, or whether it's reached capacity or not, and so of course there's always going to be those priorities that are in those delivery and operational plans as well as the community plans, and those priorities have got to, which councillors need accept, and when we're going through our budget deliberation, they become a priority as well. But it's twofold. Some the community bring, and of course some the staff bring, and the mesh ends up being debated and ended up in the delivery and operational plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't doubt that, and I totally understand that, and as would the communities, but that hasn't been arranged. So that their take on the whole situation is we've wasted our time each time we've presented because we haven't been heard. So potentially if that was explained, like how you just did it now, if that was explained at the time, that this is the reason why we've done this. We know your priorities, but for reason A, B, C, and D, we've chosen these. Then I'm sure there wouldn't be an issue.
Well, I think that communication is a bit implicit in always that there's going to be that compromise between the needs for new infrastructure and new service compared to the maintenance and the ongoing viability of existing infrastructure. But we can look at that communication piece to people so that they can understand that those plans are always going to be a compromise between trying to accommodate future desires and making sure that what we've got now is actually got sufficient resources so that we can continue to have that infrastructure that people already have and use and need.
In conclusion, I think that, the acting general manager could go away and make that list for you. I think you would see that there'll be quite a lot of correlation between the data that we got from the CSP, from the community consultation, and those workshops. But it's going to be continually moving, Councillor Lindner. So, I mean, that's probably a lot of work in that. Is that what you want? But it'll be moving consistently.
Yeah, well, I think that way, at least our community will see, look, hey, we're still listening to you. We haven't forgotten you.
Okay. Yep. No other commentary? No? Councillor Lister, you're right. Okay, I'll put to the vote though. All those in favour? Councillor Shield, Councillor Linder, Councillor Hicks, Councillor Lister, no. All those against? Councillor Lister, Hooper, and myself. Thank you. Sorry, you're right. On you right? Yep, sorry. Request for report by the acting general manager on behalf of the mayor, Councillor Shield.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, may I ask for a procedural matter? This motion becomes a procedural matter. It deals with personal information and discussion. We covered the personal information pertaining to a staff member under section 14.1A of the Code of Meeting Practice. Personal matter concerning particular individuals other than councillors, it needs to be moved to a closed council committee or a committee of the whole. May I make an amendment to that amendment?
You might need to get the thing moved and seconded before you make an amendment.
Okay.
No, open my mouth now, please. Thank you.
It's a closed council.
We have to go to close
Well, there's been a procedural motion,
procedural matter.
a motion moved. So, and you're seconding it. All in favour of moving to closed council? Councillor Hooper, Councillor Lister, Councillor Morton, Councillor O'Neill, Councillor Parker. So we'll leave it to the closed council at the end of the meeting. Thank you, please. Councillor Morton, Councillor O'Neill. Just wait a minute, sorry. Refer to closed council. 5 and 3. Sonia? Yep. Part A, environmental planning, appoint the council members to the Southern Regional Planning Panel. The recommendation is on page 7 of 56. Thank you, Councillor Linda. Thank you. We have to nominate 2 delegates.
Through you, Madam Mayor, yes,
Yes.
you do. Well, council will have to pick 2 amongst a primary delegate and an alternate.
Any nominations?
I'll nominate Councillor Linda as the primary.
Thank you. Councillor Linda, are you happy to do that? Yep. And anyone else want to do it?
I was going to nominate Councillor Hooper because of his experience in planning.
Are you happy to do that?
I'm happy to do that.
So can we do them in together?
Yeah, I think you can do them
Yep.
together.
Yep, so nominations are for Councillor Linda and Councillor Hooper to be the delegates. All those in favour? All in favour? Declare it carried. Can I get a second of that?
Not you seconded, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you. Number 1, council's events funding, and the recommendation is on page 9 of 56. Thank you, Councillor Linda. Councillor Shield. Any debate? No?
Well explained, and I think it's planned that we can support when we can till the money runs out.
All those in favour? All in favour, declare it carried. Item 2, Harbour Software. The resolution is on the same page, on page 10. Can I have a mover and seconder?
I have to remove that.
Thank you, Councillor Morton. Councillor Hicks, are you happy to second
Second
it?
that.
Any debate, comments? Hallelujah.
Great move forward.
Making work easier for some.
Yeah. We're
They've
excited,
learned
Sonia. We're
So you
excited.
stop smiling.
Yeah. All in favour? All in favour? Declared it carried. Corporate and Community Services, Audit Risk and Improvement Committee. There's a detailed report there. Hang on. Yes, all page 15, I think I am. Is that right? No, I'm not. Sorry. I'll go back. 12. Sorry, it's just a recommendation. Yep, sorry. Can I have a mover and seconder, please?
I'll move.
Councillor Morton. Sorry, Councillor Lister. Sorry.
Then can.
Councillor Lister. All those in favour? All in favour, declare it carried. A policy adoption on page 15. Recommendation there for the credit card use policy. Can I have a mover and seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Hooper. Councillor Shield. All those, any dissent? No? Any questions? No? All those in favour? All in favour, declared it carried. Number 3, Children's Services amended draft fees and charges. The recommendation is on page 17. The work goes into that.
I'll move that recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Linner. Thank you, Councillor Hooper. Any questions, comments, dissent?
Comment is, I have a comment, and it's good to see a reduction in costs to families. Much appreciated across the board, I'm sure.
Councillor Morton. All those in favour? All in favour, declared it carried. Engineering, number 1, approval of deed of agreement for acquisition of easement on lot 6, section 35 DP 9695. Recommendation is on page 18. Can I have a mover and seconder? Mover Morton, Councillor Morton, Councillor Linner. Any questions, comments?
I just have a comment. Could, through you, Madam Mayor, Mr. Blackie, would you be able to ensure that we have the name of the town or the locality when we have something like that come to us? Otherwise, we've got to do a lot of research to find out where that lot number is.
I had the same question.
Thank you. Where is it?
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other comments? If not, I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Declared carried. Number 2, licence lot 6169 DP 753730 Urana Road, Burrumbuddy, Crown Reserve 41865. Thank you, Councillor Linner. The recommendation is on page 20. Seconded. Councillor O'Neill. Any dissent? No. Put it. All those in favour? Yep. 3, engineering policy development road opening policy. The policy is there on, recommendations there on page 21.
I'll move that, Madam.
Thanks, Councillor Morton. Thank you, Councillor Linner. Your hands are getting sore. Any comments?
Good work. There's good work gone into that. Okay, reading.
All those in favour? All in favour? Let it carry. Part B, governance. Do you want to move it in a block? Part B,
So
D,
can I
and D.
just please ask that the MAROL be changed to MAY under discussion, a mayoral minute.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, this, the teacher eyes.
Yeah.
Teacher in here. So would you like to move it as a block? B, C and D?
Sure.
Thank you, Councillor O'Neill. Seconder? Councillor Linner? Is there any questions in that B, C or D?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Good. We're ripping through.
So the first one is
Page.
page 37 and 56. It's just regarding the that the developer no longer going ahead with the the development. I noticed on page 40 the implications for the budget was nil, but given there's been so much work undertaken by council to do this, and also having to find an independent person to chair meetings and stuff. And now that the developer has pulled out, are they liable for any of the costs incurred?
Well, through you, Madam Mayor, they do pay quite a sizable rezoning fee, which will, I have done a acquittal to see where we sit in relation to what we've expanded in, but I would say that we'd be pretty close to breaking even with the fee that's payable and with the expenses that we've paid out, because the applicant provides the planning proposal that we then we consider and we refer on. So you've got administrative functions, back office functions in council planning department, and then, as you quite rightly say, the cost of that facilitator. And there's not much cost in the past. It used to be a lot of cost in advertising, putting things in papers and things like that. That's no longer required. You're allowed to exhibit on council's website. So without doing a full acquittal, I would say it's probably a break-even proposition, or we could even be a little bit in front. But we're not talking tens of thousands of dollars. We are talking some thousands of dollars, but the application fee is in that magnitude as well.
Mm. Yeah, because it's quite disappointing to put council through so much work and then the developer late at the 11th hour.
Very disappointing.
It is.
I think the problem is that it went on, they had to do the whole consultation process, and it went on for such a long time, and the prices of construction went through the roof. And it is really disappointing for the town, disappointing for our shire. When you've got a person that wants to spend some millions of dollars, you don't often knock that back. And, we had very few people that were objecting to the move. It's very disappointing. Any other, sorry?
Yeah, I've got another two or three questions. One is on page 53. It's just in relation to budget. And I've noticed quite consistently money's being pulled from roads budgets, especially the urban roads maintenance. And just after the consultation back with the settlement strategy here, and then the additional two that I've been to this last week, that there is a big concern from our residents and ratepayers about the conditions of our roads, and that they still think that they need a lot more work. So just in relation to that, I'm not real keen to see money pulled out of roads budgets to top other things up. Yeah, so if you look on page 53,
yeah, got that.
Each time where you see one of the budgets is in the red, it's over expenditure is offset by under expenditure of urban roads maintenance. So for me, it's like I'd rather see if we have an overspend somewhere and we've got to find money from somewhere. That, given the feedback from our ratepayers at the last 3 settlement meetings, I don't really think we can afford to be pulling out of our roads network.
They're happy to Mayor in relation to it. The urban roads maintenance used to be holistically one budget, be it the roads, the vegetation, all that in urban areas. We've tried to break it up into individual, as you said, so urban roads maintenance, urban roads town maintenance. Well, it's still maintenance in the road area, just physically we're trying to separate vegetation maintenance versus the road maintenance. Physical road maintenance on the roads. So as with street trees are part of the roads in towns. So there's 3 items there that used to be all into one. I've separated the thing into respective budgets, I suppose. But each year they can vary because you get different climatic conditions. So sometimes the tree maintenance goes up because you might have a lot of water to do, and then other years it might be down. But it's still holistically that budget is around urban roads. So I haven't taken anything away. I'm just trying to be more specific about where we're spending money to try and, but it's always been the same amount of money. And that's what I'm trying to balance the budget and not just keep spending money on, you don't have it. So that's why if you look at them, they all break about even in that regard. It's just that climate conditions change. You can never get a perfect result over 12 months. So that's what I'm saying in that area. We specifically don't take money out of the road budgets to put into other things other than that urban road stuff. And the urban roads are actually quite good, I've worked around, but that is generally been, because it used to be one budget. It's just balancing it, climate conditions.
Are you satisfied with that?
Yep. And just another one, if you flip over to next page, just in relation to parks and gardens maintenance, given that this one here is blown out yet again, at our budget meeting back in the previous council, it was ascertained that 56% from memory of that budget was getting spent in one particular town, and the other remaining 9-10 communities within the Shire spend the remaining 44%. Can we have a workshop to work through our whole parks and gardens maintenance? Because every year it blows out, and I realise that seasonal things change that too. But given that there hasn't been a lot of grass growth around here now, but I think we need to seriously look at that so that we can work out what's equitable as far as what we spend on our maintenance of our parks and gardens, like at a broader look across the whole Shire.
Again, I could go through you, Madam Mayor, focus on the same thing. Again, our public toilets maintenance. It's also part of the budget that's really our parks and gardens maintenance teams who work on. So there's been savings in one area, but we've spent more in another area, but it's still the same team doing it. So you could argue more public toilets being probably spent in some other areas than others. But it's still coming out of one bucket. Again, I'll just try to break it up to be more specific, and we can break up to individual towns if we want to. But again, there's always going to be some movement around. Honestly, if you look at the three items that are within that budget, they balance pretty well. So we're close. But like I said, individual budgets do vary each year.
Yeah.
Between, and I can go into detail, but I'd be concerned if they're all in the red saying, hey, we've blown the budget, that's what I'd be worried about. They're not, they do balance quite well.
They actually nearly.
And there's always going to be movements, and I'd have to look into the detail of why one budget. It could be maybe a costing error by one staff, and it could be just something out. We always check on that. But I'm in your hands. I'm happy to provide more details if you want. At the end of the financial year, which we're just wrapping up, of course.
Yeah.
And in the final payment report, you can actually set break up per town.
Yes. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a workshop. I'm in your hands.
Well, it's actually in the budget. It's actually in the budget. If you read it through, it's actually broken all up.
Well, in the last budget, it wasn't broken clearly. That's when I'm just asking if you could have each individual
in the big budget.
In the new budget.
Yeah.
The big budget, it should have been broken up into every specific park, garden, toilet block.
It's broken up per town.
Yeah.
It's broken up per
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
Sorry.
what it's done.
Yeah.
That is in the budget, but this in your hand, I'm happy to find more detail if you want to workshop on
Yes.
It does vary each year. You got to remember things happen in town, and I know, like I said, we had a bit of work done on the creeks. We had a lot of work tidying up the creek down there, which was quite a bit of a fire risk. You know, so well, that's parks and gardens maintenance. But no other town, I think, is losing out because of one getting more than the other. It's just balancing things, and this is a balance between public toilets. Maybe they back off a bit. The guys are spending doing the creek start or something like that, but I don't think anyone else is watching. But I mean, yeah, like I said, happy to provide more details if you want to workshop.
In the quarterly review, that always comes out in that, doesn't it? When we like the breakup.
Doesn't it not to the level of detail that the Ash is referring
Okay.
to?
Yep. So we might do it. We might have to have a workshop on it.
Yeah.
Talk through it.
Are you concerned about the allocation or the spend?
It's sort of like the spend is something like each year is an issue, like, and it blows out the budget. But when questioned previously, That's when it was brought out, because we weren't comparing apples with apples. It's like not every community, the spend in each community was under their community. And so that's when it was discovered that 56% of the budget was going to one community, and the remaining 10 communities then shared the remaining 44%. And so that's something that we're always going to workshop. So if we could have more details in the workshop, that at some point that would be.
Well, I think we could bring that, if we're going to bring it to workshop, it would be when we're in the next budget cycle. That would be the time to do it, because the budget, the operational plan, it's set, it's adopted.
Yeah, for sure.
So it'll be,
When we're looking at the next.
next year. And
Are you happy with that?
Yep.
Sorry, I think he's got
Excuse me.
more.
I think
You've got more.
Yeah, he has.
I've got a couple more questions, but anyway, someone else can have a go.
Sure.
Yeah.
On page 50 under the library, and thank you, there's a lot of smiles in Henty for the days now. But the little writing underneath the graph, you just change that. And I know it's just a little message that probably they haven't realised that it needs changing, that it's open all,
Through you, Madam Mayor, this
It's
report relates to June.
Yeah,
And
up
so,
to June.
yeah,
Well, I was
and so
sort of
we
half
changed-
thinking that, but
Yeah,
if it's automatically printed on that little page, so
so when the July report comes in,
it'll be
I
changed.
will change it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anything else?
Well, I don't know whether I've gone too far, under the annex 19, where the traffic lights are. Can we ask questions now? There's just one, there's a few. The camping site near the hall, it's still got Daryl Jacob there as the contact. So is he still actually the contact? He hasn't lived in Burrumbuddy there for a long time, so we may need to change that, unless it'll change.
Which safety action is it?
Oh, sorry.
Michelle?
On page 40 of 105, under the parks and recreation camping grounds. And
the actual reference.
oh, there isn't. That's in
Yeah,
there.
no, she's in the fees and charges.
Oh, that one was in the fees and charges. Beg your pardon. Sorry, I went too far before. Yeah, because it's got contact Daryl Jacob. Well, that number's not relevant anymore, but he hasn't been in Burren for a long time, so I'm not sure.
Sign, I think, it's got someone else's name on it.
But if somebody's looking it up here, though, I'm not sure who it is. We'd have to
Can
find out.
somebody take a photo in their outfit?
Yeah, someone will need to just send an email through. And
Yeah.
Communications
Thank
officer
you.
will update
I
it.
just spotted that. Sorry. Now I'm in the other section.
Changing the traffic light?
It was just a few, but maybe I might be jumping the gun a bit because this is 24-25. Next step on H1.2.1, do with implementing our disability and inclusion action plan. There's in the comments, that you're accessing information from different places. There is the next step in Henty that work with the people with challenges. I was just wondering whether they could be of any help to the staff with some of the things, or even just have a bit of a chat with them, if that can be of any help.
Idea.
Because they're pretty busy, that lot. And on
Great service.
they do a fabulous job. On H3.3.3, it's to do with Indigenous culture. Again, we do have a lady in Henty that is a Wiradjuri person, and she's very experienced and knowledgeable. So maybe
We've been talking to her.
you have been talking to Sue.
Yep.
Thank you. Just look, some of these things are local. It might say tracking somebody.
We've all over that.
Thank you. D1.2.5. will be updated in the next, that's to do with the subdivisions at Culcan and
I had a
Follow.
question
That'll
about
come
that.
up
Showing
in the next one, won't it? Yeah, it should be. I know there's been massive, lots of typing and work happening. We're in council review. That's where we're at. On G3.2.1, do with the VIP centres. That's another big job, but the Wurundjeri General Store used to have it was a VIP centre with the little yellow eye, and it's changed hands. So I'm not sure whether the new owners have been contacted or anything, or whether they're aware of the role of having that eye, or whether they've just pushed it in the bin or something. So maybe a little check with them. It's now called the Piney Range Roadhouse. They've got takeaway food and they've got other some farm supplies, but it always had a number of, it's over 10 years I think since it has been an eye, a little visitor centre, information centre, and they used to have the pamphlets and a map, a large map of the area, so because there was a lot of people used to pop in and ask where had the quickest way to so and so, from there. So
We've actually talked about having maps in all our, customer service and the busy information, because
I'm not sure where you're sort of
Yeah.
up to with that, but I just thought I should let you know that it's changed hands, because the new people would have no idea what it's about. I think so, but there was one more, but it was to do with the road priority from June 21, but it's the road priority for the Burrumbuttock Walla Walla Road to be upgraded. And I've jumped around a bit, sorry. That's an older one. But I just wondered, it's sort of fallen off. Yes, is that on the new plan? Okay, just where I was looking, I couldn't find it. Yeah,
2 points.
I couldn't find it when I looked, so
Over the next 4 years.
that's good. I thought it'd been there, but I just couldn't find where it was.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
I just have a couple with regards to the council review.
page.
I don't have a page number, but I have a code, H1.1. The codes are on the left-hand column. H1.1.2. Okay. With regards to youth, it's the traffic light system says it's 40% progressed for the year 24-25. My question is, has that, given that it's the end of 2025, was that completed to 100%?
That's 1.1.3, is it?
They're concurrent.
One's 50 and one's 40.
Through you, Madam Mayor. Sorry, Councillor Morton, can you just, I don't have it in front of me.
Yes,
Can you just
I don't
describe the,
Bad, I normally bring it. H1.1.2, they're under the area of youth.
Yeah.
40% actioned.
but what's the actual,
For the 24-25, that whole youth.
I believe it's.
Pictures 4G.
Pages.
First one.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. 24-25. I know that this is at the end of the financial year, so it just looks like it hasn't been updated. Are we planning to update that soon?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So these were allocated to the customer relations coordinator, and we actually have. So when we actually did do the reporting, we didn't notice until afterwards that they hadn't been updated. But in terms of both of those, we actually have been working through those tasks. So I guess it's hard to find 100% because how long's a piece of string? Like,
Yeah.
you do lots and lots.
Anything over 50.
So I guess, yes, we have done a reasonable effort in those areas. We have done some initiatives, but you could always improve on that. So but we will need to just change the person responsible.
Thank you very much. I have another one for this officer, H3.2.1, with regards to childcare. 0% progression on that. Are we planning on doing something about that soon? Okay, Eric, H3.1, sorry, H3.2.1.
2.1.
Yeah. So we did. Okay, so what's happening is we're missing them because their responsibilities are falling outside the directives. So that's just a system error. We'll have to fix that. In relation to the actual delivery program action, we undertook an initial kind of really a feasibility on the Holbrook Childcare Centre. And remember, I came and presented it.
Yeah.
And then we said, oh, actually, we want to park it because it's now we know it's going to cost us $1 million, which is every scare of the money we had in our reserves. And we said we'll wait for the community strategic consultation to take place to determine if that's a priority for the community.
Thank you.
And that's where we landed with that one. And in relation to the Cold Can Centre, resolved to just improve the current site. We haven't got the waiting list numbers at this point. We would like to open on the Friday if we can get enough numbers and staff, because it's currently only open Monday to Thursday. So,
thank you. So do we need to reflect that in that document that they've been resolved by council?
In this document,
etc. Yeah.
Yes, I can go back in and I can ask the administrator if they change over the responsibility. That way we can see the actual action.
Thanks very much. That's all from me.
I've just got two quick ones. One is on the next page from where we were. So this is H3.3.2. It's just regarding the old council items and their storage. At one point we had talked about putting some significant items within this room.
I've had another conversation with the acting general manager this week about getting them out of storage, because I think it would actually make it correct in all of you know the council buildings and stuff. I think we need to get them out of the dust them off. Yes, definitely. Council in the polish them up. Yeah.
And then the other one is N1.2.1, and it's just regarding future sewerage for communities. This one could now probably be amended after the settlement meeting on Monday, given that the Wamargama community only want to grow by 1, maybe 2 houses per year. So given that, it's probably no need for them to be on the list for wanting sewerage.
Won't that come out in our consultation report?
It should with this.
That's right.
Yeah, when the report comes.
Yeah, endorse it, I suppose. Yeah. Is that fair enough? Yep. Any more?
That's good.
Councillor Cooper, do you have any? Councillor Hicks?
No.
Councillor O'Neill? No. Councillor Lister, do you have any?
Madam Mayor, it's
Listen.
Liston.
Thank you. Got a list.
Lister is the shearing plant.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'll. Okay, so we do have that matter to discuss in closed council. So, please.
You need to put that to.
Voted on.
Oh, sorry. I need to put B, C, and D to the vote. All those in favour? All in favour? Declare it carried. Sorry. Thank you, councillors. So the item that was discussed in closed council was the request for a report by the acting general manager on behalf of the mayor. There was an amendment to that original motion. So the motion now reads that the acting general manager provide a report to the August meeting of council on the following issues relating to the appointment of the acting general appointment of the. We should have changed that. Sorry, the recruitment of the new general manager. Sorry, just a typo there. 1, provide a timeline and outline the process to be followed for the recruitment of the new general manager. 2, indicate the anticipated budget implications relating to the vacancy of the general manager's position and recruitment. And 3, a new point, following council's workshop on Monday, the 21st of July, we will inform the public of the proposed recruitment process.
Madam Mayor, you might have to repeat that.
Yes.
So the first two are already,
Yeah,
so
three-
actually points 3 and 4 from the previous.
3 becomes 1.
Yeah,
Four
so you
becomes
don't have to
2.
paste those. It's only
Yeah.
the first one, which is a new one.
So number 3. No, yeah,
You can zoom back up to where this was the motion at the start of the paper.
Withdraw the two first original 1 and 2 were withdrawn.
so 3 and 4 now become 1 and 2.
One, yeah. The other 2 were withdrawn.
That's okay. That's fine. So number 3 will be following council's workshop on Monday, the 21st of July, 2025. We will inform the public of the proposed recruitment process. Yes. We just have to make just one alteration to the top of the motion. Process. And we just have to amend that the acting general from the first motion. Sorry. Provide a report. Oh, sorry, it's in the.
No.
It's in the front part. It's in the top part.
Top and get the preamble.
Yeah,
of
the
motion.
preamble. Sorry,
Yeah, up there.
I'll bring my piece of scribble paper on.
you wouldn't be able.
Yeah, go back up.
Sorry, Sonia. So if you cut the from the mover down to the general manager, that first part, up the top of.
There was a little bit of a.
Oh, that built the preamble.
There was a bit of a preamble.
Excuse me.
You did have that big part.
Yeah. Do you want me to pass it?
Yep.
Maybe they've got it sorted out.
I think I'll have it.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. I think if I pick that up there.
I'm sure we'll scour the minutes before we adopt them next meeting anyway. If there's any amendments, we'll make it.
I'm going to just read it out, just so we're all clear.
We voted on it already, so we must have been.
But we've got to put it in the minutes. So the request for the report by the Acting General Manager on behalf of the Mayor, the mover, Councillor Shilg. I'm seeking to ensure transparency and effective governance around the appointment of the Acting General Manager and the recruitment of the new General Manager. We could probably take out the Acting General Manager,
Yes.
take out the acting appointment of, the recruitment, around the recruitment of the new General Manager, that the Acting General Manager provide a report to the August meeting of Council on the following issues relating to and the recruitment of the new General Manager. Number one, provide a timeline and outline the process to be followed for the recruitment of a new General Manager. Number two, indicate the anticipated budget implications relating to the vacancy of the General Manager's position and recruitment. And number three, following Council's workshop on Monday, the 21st of the 7th, 2025, we will inform the public of the proposed recruitment process. It was moved by Councillor Shilg, seconded by Councillor Hicks, and it was all in favour, unanimous. So I declare it carried. And with that, I will close the meeting if everyone is